Hey everybody, this is Brett with the Indie Comic Dispatch and broadcasting from an undisclosed location deep within the Milky Way galaxy. This is broadcast from the Dispatch. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good
You know,
evening.
Greg's going to get on to you.
What's that?
Greg's going to get on to you for not using your catchphrase.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. What's going on, Britt?
Oh,
There you go. There you go, Greg.
Thanks.
You know what? I'm going to remember it.
Thanks.
I'm going to do it every night. No problem.
So if you're joining us and you haven't seen today, it's another Creator Pop-In Night. We already have one creator behind backstage with us. I've posted
Sweet.
the link on all the comments. Aaron says he's not popping in this week. He's just here to distract himself from writing certain events of the day.
Put it in the comic, Aaron.
Yeah. If you're watching on Instagram, you can DM us and we'll send you the link because, Instagram doesn't have clickable links. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, aka Twitter, we've just posted the link and you can click that. We'll post it a couple more times throughout the night also. Gosh, we still got a Kickstarter going on.
Yes,
it seems like it's been going on for forever.
That's how they usually are. Longest 30 days of your life.
God, it is, isn't it? And I will say, I was telling you before the show, I am really happy with where we're at. I've been so amazed at the generosity of people. And it's been a really cool, however many 19 days, just to see that support pour in. I'm just going to mention it because we're only like $32 away from this next stretch goal. Our next stretch. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the next one is trading cards, which I think you were about to say too. So
yes, it's trading cards. Like, come on, y'all! It's Indie Comic Throwdown trading cards. So they're different creators. The creator information will be listed on the back. It's great advertisement for the creators. And they show different battles. We have 5. I can now confirm we have 5 different cards that'll go out with that stretch goal. So you don't just get 1. You don't just get 2. You get 5. 5. And then if we make 4,500. You get 6 because you get the special edition Tier versus Brett
exactly
trading card.
Exactly. And on the back of it is going to have Brett floating in space and me in a spaceship. Which I know y'all have seen that post.
Okay, so Aaron, it's not my fault StreamYard still calls it Periscope, okay? That's what StreamYard calls it. Come on. Jesus.
Yeah. I remember the first time you were like Periscope, I was like, that still exists. It's still here.
Before we jump into welcoming our creators to the show, again, if you're out there, you can find that link, DM us for the link, we will send it to you. You can jump on live on air with us. Tell us about your project. Quentin says we have a lot of terrific supporters. We do on Kickstarter and on Patreon. If you are a patron, I am mailing your May rewards. You may have gotten an email from us today. They'll go out in the mail officially tomorrow. I also got in the mail today Dispatch stickers.
Those are dope.
So those will be going out with Kickstarter rewards also.
Yeah.
So
it's funny you mentioned that because I'm packing up some Kickstarter stuff too. And I had this one's taking a little longer because I'm going back through all my Kickstarters and seeing who's backed more than twice for the super backer sticker. But also you're gonna get this coaster right here. It says drink responsibly and read comics. So they'll be getting that too.
Just like Tier 9, drink responsibly.
Exactly. Drink responsibly and read comics. That's the fun stuff in the Silververse, but yeah.
It is. So there was a topic that we've been discussing behind the scenes a lot lately with on Aaron's in the comment section. I'm tearing it up. That we've been discussing behind the scenes a lot with our reviewers and with the ICD leadership team and that's the new review system. So we switched review systems. We used to have what we call the summative review, where a certain number of categories, 5 categories, could earn up to 1 star, and then we added all those stars together. Now we have an average review system where we have actually 6 categories that can get up to 5 stars each, and then all 6 of those categories are averaged together. And we did that for a number of reasons. It's better for the creators. It gets your name out there more. The reviews are more searchable in Google. There's lots of great benefits to it. But one of the things that has had to happen too is we've had to readjust our kind of expectations of what certain reviews mean. So we're going to go over this just real quick, and we'll post some of this sometime soon too also. But so here it is. Like if you score an average of 2.5 to 3.0, that's an average book. That's a solid book.
Yep.
If you get 3.0 to 3.5, you're above average. Now that's average. That's all 6 categories averaged together. You're above average. 3.0 to 3.5. 3.5 to 4.0, that's a good book. Okay, that's a good book. 4.0 to 4.5, that's a great book.
Great book.
4.5 to 5, you're a freaking indie god. And so we want to get this out there more, because sometimes people are disappointed with a 3.5 or even like a 3.6 or 7. And that's actually a good score. That's not a bad score. So we want to kind of set that expectation back. Not every book is a 5.0 book.
Isn't.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And as a creator, I'm gonna put out there too, like, if you do get a score like that, instead of getting mad at it, take that to make your next book better.
Yeah, right.
That's what I do. Like Bridges reviewed Cypher Team issue 1 and Cypher Team issue 2. I think Cypher Team issue 1 got a 3.8, 3.6, 3.8. Cypher Team issue 2 got a 4.2. I do have a book that's a 5.0, and that's the Yama Stigmata issue 2. But Britt will tell you Yama Stigmata issue 1, I'm pretty sure is probably a 3.8 or a 3.6, even though it's a good book.
Yeah, it is. It's a good book.
But you take
2 is really raises the bar.
Yeah, so now I got to follow through. Like, if you get those scores, like, don't get mad about it. Like, read the review, see what we love, and then use that to strengthen your next book. Everything can't be a 5.0. If you're getting 5.0s all the time, where you go? How do you grow?
Exactly.
You can't grow if you're already at the top. So.
Exactly, you're exactly right, and
I think we just lost some. I think we lost some viewers. My bad.
That's okay. That's okay. They'll come back eventually. So we do just want to get this out there more and more and more, because not every book's a 5.0 book, and that's good. That's a good thing. And so yes, Greg, I used this new score for yours actually. And when you were some of the first books that I reviewed that I had these rankings in front of me, and I thought, okay, where does it rank? And so yeah, exactly, Greg.
There you go, Greg. Yeah. But now you got to get higher in the next book, Greg.
Yeah.
Don't get lazy. You're not going to let that happen.
Don't get lazy. Don't get lazy, Greg. All right, you ready to welcome on some creators?
Oh yeah, let's get to it.
Okay, so first we said he might be our number 1 fan last week, and he may not agree with that. But we'll see. Dan Schmidt. Dan, welcome to the show. Finally,
Dan's here. That's what I'm talking about.
What is this?
He's always in the comments, and now he's on the show. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, Dan? What's going on?
Talking about good books.
Yeah.
Did you like it, Brett?
God, I loved it, man. It's so good. Worth calling. And I didn't know what to expect. I've said this before. A lot of times people pop in the comments and stuff and are talking, and they really want to send you their book, and you're like, okay, send it. And then you just pray it's average, because you don't want to disappoint somebody who's such a fan. But your book is phenomenal. And so if you guys don't know, Worms Crawl In by Dan, search that, buy that book. It's amazing. So tell us about what you got going on, man. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Good. Now you're busy.
I've been very busy. So in addition to, of course, my book that went out in the fall of last year, Worms Crawl In, I'm still, peddling that to the various people and stores that are out there. Mm-hmm. I've been working with Ben Krieger who did Frontier Forever. So he has a book coming out very soon called Tomorrow's Yesterday. So I did a short story for that.
Nice.
I did a cover for Wolf's Bane #1 from Aaron Henry Jordan. He did an Indiegogo that came out a little while ago. I think it concluded, but he's going to have the book available on his website. So that'll be available probably this fall also. Everything's coming out in the fall for some reason. I think it's just the timing of when people build things and when they can get it out to the presses. I did a short story. I did the art for a short story for another anthology called 13th Moon Volume 2 from Phoebe Xavier. So that'll be out again in the fall. So that's a pretty cool story based on Marie Laveau. And I think Volume 1, 13 Moon Volume 1 is available for free for download on indieplanet.com.
Nice.
So people can check that out. And then I wrote, and I'll be doing the line art for a short story for Broke Down and Four Dead Bodies.
Oh, wow.
Which is Travis Gibb, I believe, his property. So he's coming out with another book very soon, and it'll have short stories for all the main characters in it. So that'll be new content and should be pretty exciting. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah,
you've been
busy,
man.
Been busy.
And I'm writing my second book for Worms Crawl In, so that's in the works right now. It'll be a little bit different than the one that you read. It's a little bit grander scope of things. And I actually, I'm partnering with a prose writer to help me put together and structure the story and to write some of the subplots in it. So we're spending time and making sure we get it right and get a really compelling story for it. And then, of course, I have to start the art. And since I do a lot of this stuff myself, it's probably going to take me like a couple of years.
Well, we'll patiently wait. Aaron wants to know, it's a sequel called Worms Crawl Out.
Get out of my head, Aaron. I was thinking the same thing.
I am going to copyright that and trademark it.
There you go.
That is so cool. Well, I've said this to I think one other person on the show one time that I finished reading your book, and it was so, like, I read a lot of comic books, right? And so my wife doesn't really want to hear about every comic book I read, but I finished your book and I told her, it's like, I got to tell you about this book I just read. I said it ended perfectly.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
So if you haven't read it, you need to read it because the ending is just so great. So great. So how did you get to this point of being a indie comic, or just, Aaron says, comic creator, right? Because we can take the indie off of that because you guys are comic creators.
Yeah, comic creators.
Sure. So I've been a comic book fan since I was a wee tot. So that's always been something I've enjoyed. It's funny, when I was growing up, they didn't really have superhero toys at the time. So I would go into the comic books and draw the superheroes out of paper, color them in, and then cut them out. And I would make my own superhero toys to play with. So I got a lot of practice drawing that way. And then, I enjoyed drawing. It was something that I did all the time. I would sit in front of the TV and just draw as I was watching, reruns and things like that. Ended up going to college, got a degree in illustration. Actually didn't know at the time that I wanted to do comic books, oddly. I did comic book stuff, but I never really considered it a career for some reason. And then I just kind of started getting into like the ash cans a little bit and worked with some people on things like that. And then just decided, I should really go for it. So it took me about 5 years, but I came up with this concept for Worms Crawl In. It took me about 2 years to write it, and then 3 years to draw it, and there it goes. It's out the door.
Then it came out.
Awesome.
A great book, and you know what the catcher is for that? It took time.
Yeah.
A lot of people miss that point. That's a very big 4-letter word right there. Time. A lot of people miss that.
Yep. And it should take time, right?
Yep.
Pirate Monkeys 76 on Instagram wants to know how they can get their book reviewed. So if you want to be like Dan and get your book reviewed on indiecomicsdispatch.com, you just go to indiecomicsdispatch.com and there's a submit button up there and you can submit it on there. We do get lots of submissions, so it will take some time to get to every book, but we'll get there eventually. Aaron Dowan says, Dan, for real, man, nice to finally see and hear from you. You have been all over the place on the streams I have been a part of and super supportive. So digit fist bump. If you ever need anything, let me know.
Thank you, Aaron. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, Dan, tell everybody where they can find your stuff, how they can follow you.
Yeah, sure. So on Facebook, I am Dan Schmidt. But of course, there's probably a lot of those out there. So best bet is to just look for hashtag Worms Crawl In. You'll find me in all my posts about that. I have a Facebook page for my book, Worms Crawl In, so you could search it there and find me there. On Instagram, I am Dan_Schmidt_art on Instagram. And then I have a website, wormscrawlin.com, where I sell physical copies of my book. And you can also link to Comixology. It's for sale on Comixology as well.
That's nice. Really cool. And I, if I say it again, they'll think you're paying me. But again, you guys get Dan's book. It's totally worth it. You're going to love it. Dan, thanks for popping in.
Yeah, thank you.
It was fun. Thank you for having me.
No problem. We'll get you.
It's good to put a face with the name with the comments.
Yeah. And we need to get you back on the show sometime soon.
Definitely.
For a longer segment.
Nice.
All right, Dan. Talk to you later, man.
Take it easy.
All right. So I do want to mention again, we do have the Kickstarter still going on. We have a few spots, very few spots. In fact, I need to see how few we have left. I think 3 spots maybe left for You Have the Bridge, which is our level where you get to be a guest on the show for the full hour to hour and a half show, and you get to pick our topic, actually. So we have a few of those spots left. They're $65, which are not that bad in my opinion. And if you sponsor one of those levels, it would go to get us over that next stretch goal. So
maybe I should upgrade to it. I mean, I was like, nah, I'm already on the show. I'm not gonna...
yeah. I mean, come on, man. That'd be silly.
It'd just be nice to Tier being a nice guy.
Tier is a nice guy.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. He was here last week and he's back again this week.
Is it
Al,
what's going on, man?
How's it going, guys?
Good. Been talking to you in the DMs this week.
Oh, really?
DMs. You know, I've don't got much going on. Just working on comics. You know,
that's the life.
That is the life.
Yeah,
I think it was Malachi Bailey who posted this week that the more he creates, the more he just wants to be a creator. He doesn't want the 9-to-5 job anymore. He just wants to be a creator. And I was like,
true.
Yeah, I just want to write news articles about comic books every day.
There's a lot of truth in that. I think that's one of the reasons why ultimately I still draw, but I don't draw as much as I used to, because I know if I did, like if I really got back into just drawing every day, I'd be like, yeah, I quit. like I will quit. Like I will quit my 9-to-5. Like because just with the writing and stuff like that, I'm already teetering on that fence. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, it takes so much time. It just takes so much time. It's like, man, I'm at that point though where I don't even realize it, because it's like I remember before the first issue came out, and I was like, man, how much time am I putting into this? Like it was unbelievable. And like every night, like after work, you know, you try to do something with your boys or something, and then you're working on the comic for 34 hours. It's 1 a.m, and you got to wake up at 6:37 to go to work. You know, but now it's just like one of those things. It's at night. You're just like, oh, I'm just working on it. So it's pretty awesome. But now I got so much going on where it's like, I don't even know where I'm going to get the time, you know? Yeah. I got, so I was on last week and I was like, I don't think I even talked about my project. I think I just talked to you guys and I didn't say a word about Gyro itself. But
we talked for a minute, but yeah.
So no, Gyro issue 1 and 2, a remastered issue 1's coming out in August and a Kickstarter. I'm working on that this week. We got sweet new covers for the first issue, and I'm probably gonna share them pretty soon on Instagram. But oh man, it's so exciting! And then issue 3 got started this week. So, and we're gonna have a new artist on issue 3. Because I have it planned. I have 6 scripted right now for Gyro. So the first 2 is going to be an artist, second 2 a different artist, and the 2 after that are going to be a different artist. And then I'll probably keep using those artists for different like one shot like character issues, etc. But yeah, so and the second artist it's going to be pretty sweet.
That's really cool. Well, you've been posting lots of cool kind of sneak peek type stuff on your Instagram. Is that all from issue 1, or is that previous?
Some of it was from issue 1. A lot of it, the stuff that I've been posting, is from issue 2. That's almost done. I think we got 8 more pages just to illustrate, a handful more to color. But yeah, so that's going to be all set for the Kickstarter. But yeah.
And when does that launch again? You said it, but when does the Kickstarter launch again?
In August.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Again, Gyro Universe was one of those that surprised me. Like certain people, you really want to like their book, but you just don't know if you're gonna. And then I got yours. I was like, shit, this is really good.
I wish, thank you, by the way. I really appreciate that. I mean, it's now that I figure out how to do it so much better on the remastered version, I can't express enough. Like, although only a few more pages got added, the dialogue got changed, and the way the dialogue and the lettering is in, it just like flows way better throughout the page. And so I think that's going to be more enjoyable for people too as well. But just a quick overview of it, because so it's like it's an alien invasion book, but it's a refreshing to take because it's set within like a grand cosmic plot. So I drew inspiration from the Twilight Zone, where they start you off and they explain the situation, and then you go into the story. So, and that part of it goes throughout each issue. So there'll be like kind of 2 stories going on: the story being told, and then the person who's telling the story and how that relates. So it's like a fantasy story with a science fiction nature. So
yeah. And it's really cool too, the way you do it. And I've said this before, like, I don't know that you necessarily drew inspiration, but there's lots of parallels to some very classic sci-fi tales that I just loved.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it simple. I didn't want to go crazy with the aliens, because what we're going to find out on the 3rd issue is that there's a political thriller going on. So we know that there's aliens on Earth. But like we got to figure, why did they get sent there? So and was it okay? That's what the people wanted? Is that what so on there we get a whole House of Cards alien situation. So I couldn't have some crazy aliens like a blob or something. They had to be humanoid creatures. But it's going to be a lot of fun. The 3rd issue is it's the most suspenseful, entertaining one that it's going to be.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, stick around for just a minute, Al. First tell people where they can follow you, so I just don't forget that.
Yeah, at Gyro Universe on Instagram. You can find that on Facebook as well, and then you can find me from there.
I don't think I follow it on Facebook. I have to correct that. I suck. I'm sorry.
Actually, I think you might.
Really? You might, but I'm so bad at posting on Facebook. Like everything's on Instagram anyway.
Yeah.
I got a few songs on Facebook, which, by the way, grand announcement for the Kickstarter. If it hits the funding goal, the complete funding goal, we're gonna release the Gyro concept album, because me and my buddies wrote a whole album of music.
That's cool.
And there's rap songs, there's rock songs, there's ballads. It's great. So that's one of the rewards.
That's really cool. I love that. I love that. Stick around. We're having Creator Pop-In Night. If you're out there watching this and you're wondering, hey, how can I be on the show? The links are in the comments. You can DM us for the link, and we will let you come on and talk about your project, ask you a couple questions, and then let you go, because it's just pop-in and just for a few minutes. We had a great time last week. Tons of creators on the show last week. It took time to build up to there to get people on the show. So in these first little bits here, I know people are shy at first to jump on, but if you see that link, go ahead, click it, and you can join us live on air. Or if you're on Instagram, hello Instagram, you can DM Indie Comics Dispatch, and we will send you the link there also. Al, you are not only a comic creator, a good comic creator, but you also a reviewer at Indie Comics Dispatch.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the new review system? You can be
honest.
honest.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's easier to get a grade because sometimes with the old way it was tough. It's like where are we putting this grade? Like character development, is that going to be under dialogue or etc.? So I think the way it's done now, it makes it a lot easier to grade, and then it doesn't chop up the review as much. Where now we can do like one like concise review, whereas before we had the different sections.
Yeah, I find that easier too. I'm able to just write a review from my phone half the time now, and grade easier, and think, especially using that graphic that I showed a little bit ago, think, okay, where does this fall in?
So, and I like the fact that we can average it too. That makes the whole score, I feel like, more whole.
Yeah.
And I think also the way it's reviewed now, it's better for the creator because you can do those sayings where you want to clip and put it on like a Kickstarter, like refreshingly distressful, creatively, you know how it goes. I need to think about it a little bit more and then edit it, and then I'd have a good one. But yeah, so I think it gives more room for that. I'm gonna have a review for you pretty soon, actually.
Yes.
Excited for that.
All right, Al. It's been great having you on. We're gonna open it up again and see who else might be out there. We have nobody else waiting, so I guess we don't have to kick you off, Al, but I'm gonna anyway. Just to clear. Well, I look forward to your next. What's that, Tier?
That's a revolving door, Al.
Yeah, revolving door.
Get me out of here.
Twisted Miles Ent wants to join, but they're at work. Well, go hide in the bathroom and do it from your phone. Yeah. StreamYard works for many.
Quentin.
Yeah. Come on, Quentin. Yeah, Quentin, come on. Anyway, Al, it's awesome having you here. Every time you're welcome to be on. We'll talk to you later, man.
Thank you. Peace out, boys.
See ya.
Take it easy.
I can't. Aaron says I can't come on. I just want to talk crap.
Well, come on and talk crap, Aaron.
No, we don't want him to, probably. Oh, so if you're out there watching, the link is in the comments. Aaron and Greg tried to screw it up, but I redropped it in there so that you can get it. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and DM us, and we will send you the link via DM versus in the chat on Instagram. Hey, John, how you doing, man? John's the one with the raptor head in his picture. I always love it when he pops in and comments. So again, if you're out there watching and you want to pop in, just click the link. It'll take you backstage. We will let you in, and we'll talk to you about your project. This is the last night for a while we are doing this. Next week is ICD and Friends Mega Edition. We're getting as many people on the screen as we can, which I think with our level of StreamYard is 10. So yeah, that is true, Quentin. Every time he tries to come on with his phone, the sound is messed up. That's true. And for those that don't know, Quentin works at Area 51, and he sometimes
that's supposed to tell people that.
And so sometimes people
just got knocked off of social media.
See stuff in the background they're not supposed to see, and he has a hard time joining from his phone.
It was like those aliens that broke out last time, when he was on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Like we can't have that happening live on air. Somebody on Instagram just asked, where else is this apart from Instagram? We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We are on Twitter. Aaron, you happy now? It's not Periscope, even though StreamYard still calls it Periscope. So you can join us on any of those channels. Quentin, again, in the comments saying that was fun, though. Aliens Breaking Out is fun for Quentin. That's cool. Anyway. So I keep kind of going back and forth on my phone, hoping that maybe we'll cross the stretch goal while we're on air. And I don't know that we will, but I've confirmed we're $36 short of crossing the stretch goal. So if you're out there thinking, hey, I have an extra $36 this month. You can back the Kickstarter.
Yeah. Get us there. Get us there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more beneficial for y'all because y'all get more rewards and things like that. So,
John says he's ready. John, I dropped that link back in the comments. You can feel free to join us, man. So people on Instagram watching, people keep popping and saying, "What's going on? I got a mention." And that's the little trick. We make sure that it looks like you got mentioned in our live feed.
Yep.
So we have somebody backstage. Their name is Trouble. Sevens Art. DM us and get on this show if you can, man. If you can join us, we'd love to have you.
Definitely.
Okay, this guy backstage right now. God, I don't know if we want to get him on the air. All right.
Was it Aaron? Is it Aaron? Yeah, it's Aaron. What's going on?
At some point, your wife's going to get mad at you for being on our show too many weeks in a row.
Too much.
She don't care. Go do your thing. Scotty sleep. What's the matter?
What's up, Trouble?
Look, man. Why people?
Uh-oh.
Nah, I'm not even gonna do it.
Did you like our review of what the star ratings mean?
Yes, I think your review of your reviews were great.
Do you like what I had to say about upgrading whenever you get a review and do better next time?
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do.
I think people dropped out of the backstage when I said that.
I mean, again, we try to help people. That's all we want to do at ICD, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Try to help people.
Exactly.
Salty for no reason. It's
Um,
amazing when people can get a 4 on something and still. In other news, speaking of 4,
I mean, that's a great score, though. I mean,
yeah, 4's not bad.
Right.
Puts you at what? What was it again? Awesome.
Great.
No, it's like great, right? Yeah, that's a great score.
4's great, yeah. And
great.
I mean, sorry, it's not 4.5, and you're not an indie god.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I don't know how I
We
feel
can't
about.
all have a book that's 4.5 or above.
No.
Yeah, like I only have.
Have one.
Yeah, I only have one book that's a 5, and I got 8 books out. One of them is a 5.
And I mean, I don't want to burst your bubble, but that's under the old system, right? So
Yeah, that's on the old system, so it might be a 3.
no, it wouldn't be a 3. It'd definitely
wouldn't
be
a 3.
yeah, it'd definitely be higher still. But
That book made me cry, and I wrote it. So I'm just saying.
that was a damn good book.
I knew what was coming, and I still was like,
That's a damn good book, dear. Okay, we are now, Greg. Greg, you're gonna go broke. Greg, we're because somebody adjusted their pledge. We're now only $3 from our stretch goal. So if you're out there and saying,
is Greg in backstage? Let me see. Speaking of 4, going to be 4 titles. Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, Quentin's on the article Rampage.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm actually working with John from Encased Comics to try to get all to collect all of the spawns. Like I think right now I have 1, 2, and then 3. I think.
well, you're missing a few.
Yeah, I'm missing a lot, like 200 and. No, actually, you said like 350 now. So it's like 347 that I'm missing right now.
You're getting close. You're getting close, man. You're getting there.
I'll get there one day.
God, dude.
Since Quentin's in the comments, Quentin has been tearing it up with articles, and great articles. And so Aaron and I want to mention that if you're out there and you really love indie comics and want to write articles for us, you should email Aaron about that.
Yes.
Guys, especially if you're not a comic book creator and you're just like an indulger.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. And if it's anything, even if it's not small press, but like, Scout, Image, Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's our Power Rangers people, huh?
Yeah, not right.
Writer. They could that's all they would write about is Power Rangers.
Yeah, just Power Rangers. Because that arc they're going through right now is crazy. That new Green Ranger they got, and it's craziness going on.
Yeah. So somebody DM'd me and said they were gonna try to join us. So let's see if that happens.
Is it Matt? Because if it's
it's not Matt.
It's not Matt. Matt's out. He's being a non-reclusive artist tonight.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's out partying? The heck?
I wouldn't say partying. I mean, you guys know Matt.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we are. Go ahead,
Tilt
Aaron.
4's coming out though. Just saying.
Tilt 4.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention it last week.
That's what I'm talking about, though. There's a lot of stuff coming with Tilt 4. Yeah, I should wait till that trailer comes out.
That trailer, though.
That trailer.
Because of one very special person who I actually mentioned earlier in the show. We have just hit that 4K mark.
Heck yeah.
So between two people upping their pledges, they upped their pledge, up yours.
What? That's an insult.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. Oops.
They erected their pledges.
They erect yours. You too can get on the.
That just got worse.
I don't think so. I think it's good. So we are now at 4K. That means everybody who backed on a physical level gets physical Indie Comics Throwdown trading cards. Everybody who backed on a digital level, we'll send them to you digitally. I don't know what you do with that, but we're still going to send them to you. And their next stretch goal is 4,500. Which gets you the special edition Brett versus Tier trading card. Spoiler alert, I'll probably be kicking his ass because I get to control the art.
That's cheating.
What? No, it's not.
It's just reflections of reality, man.
I mean, I have artists who could probably draw that card. I mean,
Quentin, they erected their pledges. Get yours up.
We gotta pump those numbers though.
That's going on a post tomorrow, I think. So we
Brett,
are
on real talk though.
Yeah.
When you launched,
looking
at where you are now, where would you think that you would have been?
I thought so. I mean, I've talked about this, right? So I thought that I would still be begging and pleading to get to 1,500. I thought, I knew we would make the 1,500. I thought we could probably get 2K by the end. I never dreamed we'd be crossing 4K. Never.
Here we are.
And you both told me we would. So.
Yeah.
Tier people don't listen to us, man.
I
know, and they need to, especially because you're on our coaching level. $200, you get a one-on-one coaching session with one of 3 special Indie Comics.
I think Tier and I are just gonna buy each other's.
Yeah, we're gonna sit down and talk to each other. Honestly, that might not be a bad idea. That might actually cause some problems.
We actually already have 2 people at the coaching level, so there's just one more spot of that left.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
it's okay. They don't want me. Who is it? No, I'm just kidding.
They don't. Yeah, they don't want me. I don't want to.
Okay. We got another creator backstage we're gonna get to in just a minute. Thank you for Aaron joining us, so we didn't just have to vamp until a creator came on. Greg, but before you go, Aaron, Greg wants to know about the Tilt Motion comic.
Well, I don't know. Tier.
Jim.
About that.
Jim.
All right. Tier's got to give me his voiceovers.
I've been practicing my lines. That's what I was doing. We were talking. I was practicing my lines. I was looking at it, read it, and I'm like,
Brett,
saying the line.
Would have been hilarious.
When it's saying the line.
It's
there's a part where he's kind of like being a Casanova, with his executive assistant, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna have to get deep here. Hey girl,
hey girl.
Well, it's gonna be great. But yeah, it's looking like probably the end of June.
Okay.
July. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
Gotta finish.
Dope. Cool. And Exquisite is a dope character, so I am actually really, really stoked.
And you guys will hear, Tier voicing him for the trailer for Tilt 4.
Yeah.
And what is the most, emotional scene that Tilt's had so far?
From Tilt 3? Oh no, Tilt.
Well,
1?
you know how Tilt 3 ended.
But
we got to do the trailer for Tilt 4.
Oh,
the trailer that I want to do is the first 3 pages, which picks up right after Tilt 3.
Yep.
So it's just an exchange between Tilt and Exquisite.
Yep.
Nice.
Because Aaron's like me. When we do our next issue, it kind of picks up where the first one, where the previous one left off.
Is that how that works?
It's supposed to work like that.
It's supposed to work.
It's supposed to.
Okay.
But sometimes it doesn't.
Unless you pull an Everville and you're just like, hey, last page, jumping 4 years.
But that was amazing.
It was.
I love that.
Yeah, it was.
Seven's Art is one of the ones who got the one-on-one coaching on Instagram. So that's awesome. Great
Who's that?
Makes some great stuff. Sevens Art, SEVANS ART.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen their stuff.
Yeah, they're in the anthology in the Tales from the Dispatch, actually.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, Aaron,
Well,
it was great having you on. We're gonna hopefully look forward to having you next week on.
That's the longer show, and I'm bringing this. I'm gonna freeze my Stein, and I'm gonna bring that. There's gonna have beer in it, so I'm gonna have beer and whiskey.
Freeze your what?
My Stein.
Oh,
yeah, freeze my Stein. So
I say that sometimes too.
Have some beer, some whiskey.
God, I'm gonna try to find freezing.
Goodbye, Aaron.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy.
All right, we got John. I think his mic is working now. His mic, she said, had trouble getting to work. John Westhoff. John, welcome.
Hello,
Come on, Joe.
How
Here
are
we
you?
go. We're good. How are you, man?
I'm all right. Thanks for the impromptu invite. Hopefully, my mic is actually working.
Yeah, we can hear you fine. We can hear you fine. So
let the kids use it for virtual school, and that's always a mistake. So.
Yeah, I always come down and my daughter like draws at my computer, and I always come down here. There's like empty yogurt containers, and my mic's all messed up. And
I might have some drawings over here too. Yeah, they're always.
So tell us about yourself as a creator and your creation.
Yeah, so I've been making comics for about 10 years. I met some like-minded folks on a message board. I don't know if you young whippersnappers remember those days, but
oh, I do.
Yeah, I met some like-minded folks, and we've kind of just been making comics together. Previously under the name Kingbone Press, I joined up with a buddy of mine from California, Bob Gar Ornelas. But yeah, this past year or so, I picked the best time to branch out on my own and kind of start my own company, Part-Time Comics. So I just kind of restarted taking the knowledge that I gained over the last decade and really trying to make a push to, I don't want to say make it more professional. I mean, we had some high quality books that I was very proud of, but just trying to go in my own direction, kind of control the finances a little bit better, get a little bit more legitimate as far as taxes and all that. So Part-Time Comics is where I'm at now.
Love it. So what do you got coming down the pipeline?
So currently on Kickstarter, and you probably see, we just had a successful Kickstarter this year, and I decided to take some people's advice, and a lot of people, the person that I've been talking to a lot, Russell Nolte, he's very popular in our circles. He says, let your audience tell you how much is too much. So, if you have some different ideas and they're not necessarily the same thing over and over again, then go ahead and put them out there. So this is probably the first time I've ever done 2 Kickstarters in a less than a 6-month span. And you can probably see some of the supplies back here. I still have to ship our first book from this year, Child Possession Services, was successfully funded. And I've decided to go at it again, but with something a little different. I have a lot of friends who love the game Magic the Gathering. I don't know if you guys are fans.
Yeah, love that.
I've always got cards on my desk. I'm always thinking about decks. I've been playing for like 25 years. And I was like, well, I haven't really seen a lot of course, Magic itself has amazing art, right? That's part of the game. It's just mind-blowing art. But, I met cosplayers and there's a gentleman I know who does like paper figures, and I have friends who do comics, and we talked about doing, some comics. And I was like, well, I have all these cool people I know that do art in different ways, but all love Magic the Gathering. Let's kind of jam together and make, an old school zine. I mean, zines are still around, but, I don't see them as much. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a Magic the Gathering zine. I've done comics for 10 years, and that's been fun, but what else can we do that I haven't done? So I felt like it was different enough to where I could kickstart it, or try to at least.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
It'll do well.
Very cool. Yeah, I think it will do great. So do you have a preview link for that up yet, or is it up now? I'll
drop it in the chat.
Yep.
It's up now. It's been up for about 2 weeks, 2 weeks tomorrow. And we're in that kind of mid lull. It's if comics are a niche and Magic is a niche, then a comic zine about is a niche of a niche of a niche. So I didn't expect it to come out like hot fire, but we're struggling a little more than I thought. So I appreciate the invite to come on and talk about it, because it's always good to get the word out in different places.
That's what Aaron just commented. If only somebody pledged while you were on here. Oh wait, yes, we will. We will post that link if you drop it. I saw you drop the video link. I don't think, but it's not the Kickstarter link.
I forgot that I posted that I was on with you all, so now I've reposted the link to the video. People are already watching. That's very professional.
If you haven't noticed, we're not very professional
at all.
There you guys go, right there. Let me see if I can even.
You guys have a StreamYard link to multiple live things. That makes you the most professional show I've ever been on.
Well, great. That's great. We'll take that.
Thank you. Yeah, for real. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Crucial Crisis 3 says that's a cool ass name for a comic company. I like it too. Pretty fun. So you guys go search Part-Time Comics on Kickstarter. You can find it, Comics with an X, which is the way we of course spell it also. You guys go check it out and support
that's the way cool kids spell comics, I guess.
It really is. I don't know, I don't think I've ever mentioned this on the show before, but when I was in the early days of the internet, when I was a young adult, my AOL handle was Comics with an X 741. Yeah.
You're the first.
Yeah. So I mean, guys out there, if you ever chatted with me in an AOL chat room, sorry.
I'm sorry for what I said.
Yeah, I apologize.
Were you one of those guys?
No, I wasn't. You know me. I was shy. Well, John, great having you on. I'm gonna tell people where they can follow you. Tell them how they can. I'm gonna pop this up. We're not gonna take that down till we get you off of here. But tell people where they can follow you and help you out.
On Part-Time Comics with an X on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So it should be easy to find. No dashes or spaces or anything like that. You should be able to search it up.
And tell us again, I know you've commented in the comment section before, but the raptor head, that's your son, I think you said, right?
Yeah. So that's Blue from Jurassic Park. That's one of those ones where you can open it up and it makes noise. Yeah, that's my son. That's so funny that you noticed that. Yeah.
I love that. All right, John, thank you.
I like popping into your stream, and the raptor head will be popping up more. I appreciate your guys showing. And I think it was Aaron who actually pointed me to it. Seeing him a few months ago. So
he's an okay guy. He's solidly in the okay section. We like him. Okay. So
he's okay. Plus he's getting up there.
All right, John. Thanks for popping in.
Appreciate it. Followed you, John.
All right. We have Rick next with Twisted Smiles Entertainment. Rick, how you doing, man?
Uh-oh.
Can you hear
what's going on, Rick?
Hey, what's going on,
there you are.
everybody?
Nothing much. How you doing, man?
Hey, yes, I'm having some technical difficulties, I guess. How y'all doing?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So tell us about yourself. Tell us about what you got going on, man.
Well, my name is Ricky Smiley. First and foremost, no relation to the comedian for people who know who he is. And I'm just a kid from Augusta, Georgia, that's trying to chase a dream. Big
Augusta
nerd.
Man.
And, yes, sir.
I'm in the Atlanta area.
I used to live in Augusta for a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was on Gordon.
I live in Marietta now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
really?
Wow. I live down the street. I grew up down the street from Fort Gordon.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Specs Thompson.
I live in Marietta now, though.
Okay.
That's so cool. Okay. Sorry, real quick. Let me pop this in. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So, Specs Thompson, Legacy of the View. He actually lives in Augusta. So me and him need to get together sometime for drinks once everything's done with and talk. Because Georgia's a great spot.
Especially for indie comics.
No place like home.
Nope. It's great. It's great.
I actually didn't realize that there was, a lot of people doing it. It made me feel better when I jumped into it. I thought I was going to be out here by myself.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your creation. Do you have a book out yet, or is it coming? What's it about?
I do. It's I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. Bam. It's called Chaos Theory.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Nice.
And it's
and we're go ahead.
It's go ahead. What you was gonna say?
No, I was gonna just say to tell a little bit about it and where people can get it.
Oh, okay. Well, first it's science fantasy, dark fantasy, or whatever. Well, people like to ask me, I guess, what it's about. I say think if Berserk and Transformers had a baby, and that's kind of the gist of the universe that I have going on here.
Okay.
I think you probably just made Quentin, our reviewer, explode.
Yeah. Quinn's gonna want to review that.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that's definitely the things that inspired this, because I've been in it for. I've been my dad is a big Transformers fan, so I've been one of those since the 80s, and Berserk is a big inspiration too. So, I tried to marry both of those together and see what I can make out of it, and so far the people that's read it, they've been pretty receptive to it. But I guess the simple version is it's a revenge tale starting out, but it's gonna evolve as the story goes, because it's basically my protagonist Enoch, his dad and his dad's lab partner were able to create some things that could enhance humanity or whatnot, and Donovan, which is the antagonist, he wanted a little more. He wants to ascend. Why do we have to die? Why does things happen? Why are we basically having a big existential crisis?
Luke Quinn was going to grab
trying to combat that pretty much.
That's dope, though.
So, and adventures ensue pretty much. I don't want to, talk everybody head off about it or whatever, but that's pretty much the premise of it. It starts out as a revenge tale, but it's gonna evolve.
That's what the show's about. Definitely tell us about it. But I like that though. It sounds like it hits on some deep philosophical stuff too. So I mean, that's always a good thing. So kind of a little bit like with the question of life and why does everybody have to die and stuff like that with the one character.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. I ain't trying to get like what's his name, Nietzsche or nothing like that, but I can dive a little deep into the mind, I guess.
Yeah,
nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, Rick. Though. We got 2 people waiting backstage, so we're gonna go on. Tell people where they can find you at.
Okay, well, I'm on Instagram mostly, and it's Twisted Smiles ENT. It's all one word or whatnot, and Smiles with a Z. And I'm on Facebook, but my Facebook is usually for my older family members and stuff like that. I don't really post a lot of art on there and my stuff. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Ricky Smiley. I'm there, but most of the comic stuff is on Instagram. And I do have a website that the book can be ordered on, and it's twistedsmilesent.com. And if anybody's in the Marietta area or just Atlanta and you just happen to be in Marietta at some point, it's a store called Dr. No's Comics and Games. It's on Canton Road, and it's a couple of my books in there.
Nice.
I have a few in there.
Very cool. Well, Rick, so great of you to join us. Looking forward. I just followed you on Instagram, so I'll be checking out your stuff. And thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank y'all for having me, man. I'm gonna send you a book, man. I'm gonna send you one just off the strength of you having me here.
No problem. Well, we're glad. We can't wait to read it. And Quentin already called dibs, so he gets it. Rick, thanks again, man. We'll talk to you soon.
I'm not gonna fight the alien wrangler over that.
All right. So we have 3 other creators waiting backstage. Rick seemed like a really great guy. I'm glad he popped in and turned us on to a new book, and Quentin's going to review it for us when we get it. So next, Alan from C3 Comics. Alan, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, Brett? What's going on, TYR? everyone going. I've enjoyed this your live stream that you do. This is my third one that I caught, I think.
Oh, really? Well, we enjoy it too, so we keep doing it. This is actually our 29th episode, Tier. Oh. 29th.
Well, you know, that's me late to the party.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. We love building that fan base. Every week it grows, and so it's great. But tell us about you. Tell us about your creation. You have a Kickstarter that's live right now, I think, right?
You are correct.
Drop that link for us so we can share it too.
Okay, will do. But essentially, my name is Alan. We started. I'm the publisher of C3 Comics with my two partners, David Welcher and Jose Larreri. You may have seen, if you follow us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you may have seen Intrepid. That's our superhero universe. We actually started with 4 Armageddon first, but this is back in '97 too. So we took a 15-year break from it, and we got Intrepid moving forward, which was really, really beneficial. It's an amazing story. But we're here for 4 Armageddon though. 4 Armageddon is essentially a story about ascension. It's about inheritance, meaning if you're a father and you leave something for your kids will obviously fight for it, especially if that's the way that it's designed to be. They're fighting for what's called the book. So you may think of it as the Bible, the Quran, whatever it is, but it's the book that contains all knowledge. And essentially one of the brothers claimed that the other brother, which is the Horseman, cheated. So the current god stood in and
oh no. Alan, if you're still listening, rejoin us. Your signal or something just suddenly dropped and we lost you. So pop back in backstage and we'll get you back on, man. I'm going to go to Nigel while we wait for Alan to rejoin. Nigel is Pirate Monkey, I believe, right? Hey, Pirate Monkeys.
Hi,
hey, Nigel. How you doing, man? Tell us all about yourself and your creation.
Hi, my name is Nigel, and I'm an indie comic creator from Barbados. And I've been following you guys on Instagram, and y'all been telling me like your advice and different things. So when I saw this opportunity to come on and just promote my new indie book, I just wanted to, just get a chance to jump on and just tell you guys about it.
Nice. Well, tell us all about it, man.
Right. So I'm creating a new story called Diary of the Stray Dogs, and it's a story about a mercenary who was a part of a large corporate group at one point in time, which kind of did a lot of questionable things. And now in his old age, he's kind of settled down. He has 3 kids and he's trying to redeem himself. So it's set in the future. So it's a bit of like a cyberpunk, futuristic, dystopian kind of future. And it has in all different kind of elements about redemption, forgiveness and stuff like that.
That's really cool. So I didn't quite realize this. I just looked you up. You're part of the Megascope series of graphic novels.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
I actually co-wrote a book with a friend of mine, Matthew Clark. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
We did the Hard Ears. So I kind of worked on that also. And we did that with Megascope. And we've done a number of books over the years. So I just trying to really kind of get into that American market.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So June 3rd, Tier doesn't even know this yet, but June 3rd, we're having Stacey Robinson on the show about his Megascope book. We should have you join in too that night. Yeah. Have you back on, and you guys can talk about, see if you can get Matthew to. I'll message you after.
There's no problem. I really appreciate
we'll talk.
That.
No problem. No problem. So tell everybody where they can. Oh, I do want to say, Alan from Crucial Crisis, C3 Comics, just said he had a power outage, and so he's going to try again another time. Alan, we'll get you on the show sometime soon, also, because we got your books to read, and I can't wait to review them. Nigel, tell everybody where they can get your books, where they can follow you, how they can join the party.
Right now, the Hard Ears is on Amazon. You can always get it on Amazon. And right now, if you want to follow me, I'm mostly on Instagram. So just follow me at Pirate Monkey 76 on Instagram. Come and check it out. leave a comment, leave a like, and I'm working on a number of different projects, and I'm always looking to collaborate with other people and stuff. So
that's really cool.
Just thought I'd come on and give you guys a show.
Yeah.
So thanks for having
me. No
problem.
No problem. Like, one more question for you before we let you go. How did you get to this place of being a comic creator? Like, what drew you in?
I was always a comic book fan from the time I was young, and I wasn't much of a reader, and comics was a way for me to get into reading. And as a kid too, I wasn't a reader, but I was kind of dyslexic. So reading was always a difficult thing to do. And so I kind of more tended to drift to the art side. So I was always interested in art and that kind of stuff. So I have an art background, but along the way, because I didn't really use my skills, I kind of lost them a bit. But I always wanted to create a book. So I first started, I wrote a number of books. And being too that I didn't think I could be a writer. And the beauty about comic books, it actually made me, just push myself. And I never thought I would actually have a book printed published by a major company.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yes. I'm so glad you popped in because we'll message you after the show because I wanted to make kind of June 3rd into kind of Megascope night. I started messaging John Jennings the other day, who's kind of curated them, and we got sidetracked on a different conversation about a comic book. And so I need to follow back up with him to see if he can be on the show too. But great to have you on, Nigel, and I'll follow up with you after the show. I can't wait to talk with you more.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. I keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Whenever we do get compliments, I want to say it. The Sun Guardian on Instagram says, "You guys rock. Love the platform you've built for artists." And that really is, the entire Indie Comics Dispatch platform is built to showcase indie artists, only indie artists. As Aaron likes to say, he's our newsroom editor, at Indie Comics Dispatch. Indie comics are the news. Like, we don't cover anything else. It's only independent titles, creator-owned titles. And so
which is the way it should be.
It is the way it should be. And if you want to support that platform, we have a Kickstarter going right now. You can search us on Kickstarter, find us. We're a project Kickstarter loves, which I was surprised by. And so you guys can find us and join us and support. We are at that 4K mark. Our next mark is 4,500 for our next stretch goal, our final stretch goal, really. And at that level, you get a special edition Tier versus Brett Indie Comics Throwdown card. So I can't wait.
That'd be dope.
We got another artist backstage, and I think unless anybody else pops on, we'll make them our last artist for tonight. We're a little over an hour, and so this has been another great night.
Time just flew by,
doesn't it? And we meet so many cool people, and we got to maybe make this a every other month.
Yeah, I think so.
People can do because it's
a
lot of fun. Yeah. All right, so Juice Lee, hey, how you doing?
Hey guys! Oh crap! I was not expecting this. It's crazy. No,
NPC Comics. Says. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about your comics.
Okay, so I am Juice Lee. Well, in most circles, I'm known as Juice Lee. I have a comic book called Scrap, and it's basically kind of centered on MMA, but like. Shannon Noble, the main character, Shannon Noble, she was like got to the top of her traditional martial arts. We'll just say traditional martial arts to keep it brief. She just got to the top of that, got her black belt, and then she gets thrown into the deep end of the world of MMA and realizes that just because you have a black belt, it doesn't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So she finds out a bunch of different things about just like not only MMA, but like a lot of things that were supposed to be myths in martial arts are actually real. But yeah, like it's funny because I've been watching you guys for a minute and like been thinking like, hey, because I'm primarily on Instagram, so like I'm like, yo, let me see if I can try to get on here, and I'll like talk and send messages like through the Instagram chat, and then like I get nothing, and then like it dawned on me like, hey, let me go to this other side, let me go to Facebook and hop in. So this is like I've seen like a couple of these episodes, and like it's always been I've been busy or whatever, but I've always like watched them all. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And just
awesome.
like watching all the creators and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like that's kind of the long and short of it. I wanted to, but as far as the comic goes, I wanted to create just a story that like really was my love letter to like martial arts, fighting games, you know, old kung fu movies, just all of these different things, and like, you know, kind of turn a couple of the tropes on their heads, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, put it in a package where people in those positions aren't really seen that often. You know what I'm saying? So because my goal for the entire book was just to explain that martial arts is for everybody. So but yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it. So yeah, that's that. So
I have npccomics.com pulled up right now. I'm actually dropping your link in the chat right now too. Your covers are freaking awesome. Like these covers on your store are really sweet. So
yeah, indeed. Indeed.
Are you the artist, or do you have an art?
No,
who is your artist?
There's a couple of different artists on a couple of different titles, but for NPC Comics, like Jamel Hemphill, he's the main guy that runs it. I mainly just write scrap, but like he has a bunch of different artists that like come together for stuff. I know, like I have on that site npccomics.com. You got the first 2 issues of scrap. Like the second issue just came out like a couple of weeks ago. So you know, we're kind of doing that, and this has like really been my first foray into like ever writing a comic. You know what I mean? So
really,
it's been like a really good response. So
what brought you there? What brought you to the point where you're like, hey, I'm going to write a comic?
Okay, so long story short, if I can make this really short, I used to write TV. I wrote a television pilot many years ago, and basically it kind of gave me the confidence to because I worked with like a production company. The pilot didn't go anywhere, but like dealing with them, it kind of gave me the confidence to be like, okay, maybe, because I've always written stories, was like maybe I could possibly write something, but like actually doing an actual television production or animation or anything like that costs a ridiculous amount of money that I don't have. So I was like, well, let me see if I can just turn this into a comic book and see what happens. I've been developing the story, and the thing was, the story of Scrap wasn't even a story that was supposed to happen. Like it's technically, there was technically another story that I had been pinning, and like I was like, yo, I'm gonna make this happen. But I started thinking about this as kind of a side story, and like it just snowballed. And I started kicking around the idea to some people, like the owner of NPC Comics. Like I kicked the idea to him, like, you know, I want to do this project over here, but if that got popular, I'd like to do this. And then he kept like, he was like, this thing over here, this scrap thing, like mess with that. We'll get back to this, but mess with that a little bit. And like it just kept snowballing from there. And like, you know, I started thinking of all types of stuff because I'm a huge combat sports fan. So like I you know, the old school Pride, old school UFC, things like that. Like I make a lot of references to that stuff like within my book. But yeah, like that was kind of like the jumping off point where I was like, I want to write this story and write the story of like having you know, this woman fight, because the central thing of it was like, I want to have this story and like have like, you know, what would happen if women fought in Pride FC? You know what I'm saying? If you know old school like MMA, like, you know what I'm saying, you probably know what Pride is. And Pride was freaking brutal. But like, you know, like, what if that happened? And so like that was kind of where it started, and then it snowballed from there. And I was like, well, I can't forget about, you know, all these crazy Hong Kong movies that I saw over the years, you know, references to Bruce Lee, all this other stuff. And yeah, and it just like, it really snowballed, man. Like I never expected like this to happen the way it happened. You know what I mean? I was like, hell, this will be cool if it happens, if it works out. But like the way it's been going it's been crazy. And then the response, like the people that have responded to the book and responded to the art and responded to like a lot of the things that are primarily on my my Instagram, it's been nuts. It's been absolutely nuts. And I just
I'm gonna like, try to let me see if I can get up this cover. It's
I mean,
pretty blurry, but
I can show you a real cover.
Yes, please do that. So, and then Farmando.art on Instagram says if you like MMA, check MMA art, check out his page, farmando.art.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
that's the cover.
That's the cover I was trying to show.
Yeah, but issue 1 and issue 2, they are out. They're available on npccomics.com. Issue 1 is actually available on Comixology as well. I don't know when issue 2 is gonna be available on Comixology, because apparently it takes a lot of time for them to get their stuff. But whatever on that. But npccomics.com, you can get digital and physical copies right there. And yeah, this it's been a thing for me, man. It's just been like, like I said, I've loved comic books my whole life, and like, I've been cultivating this story for like the last like 3 or 4 years, and then to finally actually have it come out and like see things happen and then see people respond to it. The people that have responded to it have been like, holy crap, like really? You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, that's kind of been the thing.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. Well, I'm glad you popped on. I'm glad to get to know you. I know I followed you on Instagram, and so it's great to talk to you and hear a little bit more.
Yeah, indeed. Same. And I'm so happy to like finally get on here, because I was like, man, I gotta get on there, but it's always I'm working, or I got this, or I'm there, or whatever, and it was just like, God dang it. So but yeah, that's this is awesome. This is definitely awesome, and I hope that come back, you know what I'm saying, at some other point, if you guys would have me.
Definitely. Let's keep in touch and let us know. And you get to be the last guest of the night. So everybody go check out, buy Scrap on NPC Comics, or read it off of, you can get digitally on Comixology issue 1. And it looks really good.
Cool. Appreciate
Juice,
you guys.
No problem, man. Talk to you later. Keep in touch.
Cool.
All right, dude.
Thank you for dropping in.
Man, I love doing these shows. You get to meet so many cool people.
Exactly. I think we should every other month, once a month. No, not once a month.
I don't know. Because if we did every month, we'd have to drop. We could alternate ICD and Friends and Creator Pop in every other month or something. I'm not sure.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we might get yelled at if we drop ICD and Friends.
I know. There's some mean people on that show. I do want to say, if Alan from Crucial Crisis Comics, C3 Comics, dropped, he had a power outage, but they have a Kickstarter going right now, and you guys can go back at if you search C3 Comics kind of all together on Kickstarter, you should be able to find it. He just sent me earlier today, actually, the first, I think, 5 issues of the comics to review. So I have those that I'm gonna review. Aaron says, y'all trying to make Scorpio snap?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Don't need that.
No, we don't. So guys, this has been a lot of fun again. We've had so many fun people on the show. If you don't know, if you're out there watching this, you can always listen to this after the fact. We post it as a podcast. So this episode will be available next Wednesday as a podcast. Last week's episode's about to be available when we're done here. And so this has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Kickstarter, again, I'm going to mention it. Tier, my screens are kind of taken up with stuff. If you could get the Kickstarter link and drop it in the comments, I would be super appreciative. Or even post it in the private chat, and I'll post it in all the comments. So we have a Kickstarter running. Indie Comics Dispatch is becoming an official 501c3 organization. And Tier, I forgot to tell you, we got our paperwork back from the Secretary of State for Georgia today, so our name is reserved and we can incorporate officially, and so that's the first step of becoming a 501c3, and we can start doing that. It's kind of amazing. Yeah, that's really big steps for us. So I'm checking the Kickstarter again. We are still at 4,000, but that's perfect because that means we crossed that 4K stretch goal. Everybody that backs on a physical tier now gets Indie Comics Throwdown cards. Everybody that backs on digital tier gets them digitally. And so I'm looking forward to those. Okay. Twisted Smiles Entertainment said, thanks again for having me. He had to switch accounts, but he's on under his other account. And so, yeah, man, it was great having you on.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I think I saw you pop that in there. Before we go, I'm going to pop this into the chat. Is anybody out there wants to support? We have very low levels. Yeah, Shock and Helios is one of the cards that you get. Jerry from E4 Comics just commented. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can go over to our bio. The link's in our bio. Guys, check out E4 Comics if you don't know E4 Comics. Jerry's just a cool guy, but B, he's got a pretty fun book too. So check that out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It's one of those. I kind of feel like a lot of people say my Temple High book is a shonen. I also feel like Jerry's book is a shonen also.
Yeah,
like
me too.
Fits in that realm of shonen. It's a dope book. So
I agree. So guys out there, that's all I got. Tier, you got anything you want to go out with?
No.
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 Okay. Well, next week we have ICD and Friends Mega Edition. We're going to fit everybody on the screen that we can, because next week rounds out our month of ICD centric programming. We kick off June again. We're going to try to have Megascope night on June. Scorpio just popped into the IG chat, said, "You summoned me." No, Scorp, go away.
Jeez.
He heard don't
it.
really go away.
He heard it.
He heard it. He heard it all the way in Tampa, Florida.
Well, you're closer to him.
I am. That's probably why I heard it.
Yeah, for real.
June 3rd, we got Megascope night with Stacey Robinson at least, and hopefully Nigel joining us also. Maybe John Jennings. I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet. We'll find out.
Okay.
And then since we're ending this month on ICD and Friends and night, I figured we could skip a week, do Megascope night, and then the second week do another mini ICD and Friends night the second week of June, because I'll actually be at the beach that week. So if Tier's available, Tier will be handling the show.
Handling ICD and Friends? Are you sure?
I know. We'll find out.
Oh man, they're gonna come back and everything's gonna be a crater when you get back. Like, what happened?
Mr. Anthropic, I can never say that. 666. I'm not putting anything out anymore. Well, that's a shame. I hope you do. Anyway, guys out there watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the ICD Kickstarter. We just dropped it in the comments, and you can support it there. Help us get to our very last stretch goal of $4,500, and we'll just close this thing out and just be so grateful for all the help that you guys have given us.
Definitely.
Tune in next week for ICD and Friends Mega Edition, and we'll see you next week.
Well, take it easy, folks.
Saying goodbye to you first, Instagram. Bye-bye, Instagram. And everybody else, we'll see you next week.